Okay then, welcome along everyone. To those of you in chat, I'm going to get that open in a moment so I'll be able to see what you guys have to say. But other than that, welcome to the opening round of Season 4 of RPM Esports around Albert Park tonight. We will only be doing a short qualifying tonight as opposed to what was meant to be a full qualifying. That's just down to the numbers. You'll see there's only 15 drivers. So it would have been very pointless to have held a Q1 session. Followed by the short qualifying, we'll do a 29 lap race to the checkered flag. And this is my first time on comms, so it's a pleasure to debut for the season opener, particularly. And this is one of my favourite circuits, so it'll be nice to comment you guys around here. So, as most of you will know, 5.3 kilometre circuit. With its 3 DRS zones and a few newly profiled corners for the 2022 Grand Prix. I believe it is 9 to the right and 5 to the left, so it's left tyre heavy. We've got some new drivers and some old drivers returning back to the grid. Obviously Al was promoted to Premier Division, but a couple of names cropping up. Lewis and Ross, for example, had a great season last season, and I'm sure they'll be looking to continue that. So we've got a couple of drivers making their way out onto track. Atlas is heading around now, down towards turn 9. Let's get everything set up here. And we'll ride on board for the first hot lap of the session, and we'll see what time we get posted tonight for the first few laps. Pull time last night in the senior division was a 1:19.018, so we'll hopefully see some of these guys breaking into the 1:18s. Let me hide this. So we head down into turn 1. Braking just after the 100 metre board, trying to take as much apex on the right and the left, and opening DRS down the second straight. Looking for the 100 metre board, kissing the apex on the right, getting the car as far over as you can to open up the left-hander, and there's a yellow flag already out in sector 3. I think that's just a slow car. There's no accidents yet, thank God. Need to be profiled corner here, turn 6. Exit as far as you can over to the left, and now down the long back straight, reaching higher speeds than we would have done this time last year as he approached the infamous chicane. High speed left right chicane, 50 metre board, double downshift, as much apex as you can on the left and the same on the right. Drifting wide, don't dip a wheel in the gravel there, that'll send you way off the circuit. And just before the 50 metre board, kiss the apex on the right. And we've got a spinner there, he's going to get in the way, just avoids him there narrowly as he approaches the final corner. Don't drop the ball now, you've done so well to get it round, and he floors it toward the line. We've got in the 18s already. Wolves didn't have the greatest of laps there, 1:19.7, whereas Yeast we have a 1:18.6, so we're a good 4/10 faster than the senior division last night already. Let's go ahead and try and find someone that is on another flyer. We've got someone on the wall. Lewis is out. Lewis G, that is a big disappointment for him. I believe he finished P2 in the championship last year. So that will be very, very unfortunate for him. He will have hoped to have started way higher on the grid than that. I assume it's his brother, Ross G, Lewis G. If that's a coincidence, then I apologise, but let's see if his brother can make anything more of that tonight. We've got Law, looks like he is on a hot lap now, approaching turns 9 and 10. We've got the comms, we've got the stream chat coming up now. I'm going to keep my best to look at everything. There's a lot to take in. I've got the scoreboard, the laps themselves, you guys, and obviously the task telemetry, which I'm only getting a first look at now, so I probably won't be referring that to too much tonight. I'll try and review that before the next, hopefully the next time I'm on comms, but we'll soon see. A lot of sector times, lots of greens and purples being set. Still Yeast unbeaten at the top to James. Very close there, 0.003 of a second. And let's now keep going. Is this guy about to... is he on a hot lap? Yes, he's just completed his hot lap there. And I believe... same again there. Right on board with Eek, the newly promoted driver from Low Gear last season. He'll have a point to prove coming into the next division. That may have just been over, but I think he's kept it on the track. I don't think that was track limits. Braking now, could have taken more on the left. Just a lift through here as he does, gets back on the power, and that's unfortunate. He will finish the lap, I would imagine, or is he going to come in? Yep, he's not going to finish, just going to come in. Probably wise. The time is short as we head into the final the final 10 minutes of the session. A lot of drivers in the pits. There's a yellow flag in Sector 1. There's an Alfa Romeo off the circuit. And is he out or has he kept it alive? It looks as though he's out. I would imagine he would have... no, is he going to go? He's going to wait for the traffic to clear. He gets himself away. Sprunky. I am definitely going to slip up with that one. That's just waiting for it to happen. We'll do our best not to. Sprunky makes his way back. He's now going to wait for the Aston Martin to pass, and he can make his way back to the pits. Maybe some front wing damage, which I'll try and keep my eyes on the task system. That may only be available for the race. Right, who else is about to start a fly? We've got an Alpine heading down the main straight. Is that loosest? Yes, it is. Here we go. Yeast still yet to be beaten. This is Luce's first time, so let's see what he can post. Good late braking there. Down to second, short shift to third. Gets it nice and tight over to the right. Sweeps through the left, now flat all the way down to turn 7. Yellow flags in sector 3. It looks like an Alpha. They're both still moving. That will probably be Sprunky just finishing off his lap. He'll probably box. I believe that was the fastest sector 1 there by Lucius. I caught it in the corner of my eye. So let's see if he can keep it up in the final 2 sectors. Approaching the 50-meter board. Fast double downshift. Good apex there. Oh no, he's dropped it. Oh, how unlucky. That was looking like it was going to be such a good lap there. If I take a look at his sector times, where is he? He didn't set any purples. So maybe I was wrong looking at the mini map there. A 27.1 and a 17.9 in comparison to Yeast. He beat Yeast's first, but he couldn't beat his second. Let's now look. Is this Red Bull about to start a lap? No, he's finishing. How about the AlphaTauri? Ross, here we go. Ross is about to start his lap. There's a pack of 3 cars heading around turn 10 down towards 11 and 12 now. I wonder how many of those guys are about to start laps. They'll need to give each other space. The McLaren's backed off to allow space. Slow car on the right. Good, letting him by. McLaren has offered space. He's come up and we've got 2 fairly close cars actually coming across the start finish line now, the Alfa Romeo and the Aston Martin. So let's hope none of those get into a bit of a mess, otherwise it could be a collision. They're only best part of a couple of seconds away from each other. That time remains fastest by Yeast in his first lap, so I'm sure he'll be hoping to go around and get an improvement. I would be surprised if one of the first round of laps remained the fastest lap. 8 minutes remaining here. Let's see where this puts Ross then. I think, yes, it's his first completed lap, as long as he keeps it together, which he has. Open the DRS, floor it down all the way to the finish line, and that will put him P1. There it is, 2/10 clear of Yeast. Just shy of 2/10, 1.9. Oh, and he's chopped it. Oh, well, at least it didn't matter there. At least he's done it in his cooldown lap. He's got time to get it around before the Alpine makes its way down. That's right on board. He's finished his lap. Who else is coming down? We've got a McLaren. No, the other McLaren is Law, who has posted a faster time again. Just 2/100ths of a second ahead of the previous fastest time set by Yeast. He's on a cooldown lap. What about the Alfa Romeo? He's also on a cooldown lap. There's a Ferrari coming across. I think most of these guys are pitting now. Yes, they are. So this may be the final lap for some. Maybe some will have 2 in the bank. We've got some Alpines coming around. He's on a cooldown, as is he. Here we go. Here's a lap. Sky heading around. He had a. I'm not sure. I'm not gonna assume. Bexendale goes around turn 1. He had a poor lap, 1:21.6, so he'll have gained time already. I'm sure on the grass there. Nearly lost it. Good late braking. Well turned in. And he swoops through there nicely. Keeps it flat. Does he? Could have taken more on the left. Has to lift. It's a car ahead who looked to get out the way. I can't tell if that's an Alpine or if that's his teammate. He moves over to the left again, taking some grass. Risky. Might shape. Oh dear, he doesn't know what line he's taking, but he gets it through in the end. That is, I'm not surprised really. Some people hug the right. I prefer to drift slightly out, maybe halfway across the track there. Gets his foot to the floor and gets away well. Opens DRS. Heading down to the final set of corners just before the 50. Kiss the apex. Get your foot flat to the floor. Could have run out wide slightly more there. Just a lift. Bit of braking. That's okay. No, and he's dropped it. That's very unfortunate. He needs to get back to the pits. He may have time to run one more lap, but if that 1:21 stays his final time... Oh, he's been disqualified. No. Oh, that's so unfortunate. He had to wait for the oncoming traffic, and he's been caught. So that will be Sky finishing the qualifying, unfortunately, in P15. They'll start the race from the back of the grid, which is a big shame, really. In the meantime, I've missed it. Alex has broke into the 1:17.9s, which is exceptional. Let's move on and find another driver who's on a lap. The McLaren Atlas. He will want to break into the 18s. He's only 2 thousandths off of it. I'm sure he'll be able to do that. Ferrari moves out the way nicely, opens the DRS. I would have loved to have caught Alex's lap. It's a shame I missed that. He's 2/10 clear of James, which we found, we caught the tail end of. Slow moving cars at the end of sector 1. Let's keep an eye then on Atlas as he heads around the final corner. Careful not to drop it after all the hard work. Gets the DRS open. Now it's the long drive again. Is he going to go up? Is he going to get into the 18s? Yes, it's a P4. It's a good lap. It's half a second quicker. Just shy. 4.5 tenths quicker. That's an out lap, I believe. None of these guys are using ERS. He's warming the tyres. You've got someone finishing their lap. Let's see, Roto, can he bounce through further into the top 10? He had a good season. I think he came maybe P6 in the championship last season, or P8. So he will be looking to improve, and he does, up to 5th. We're all starting to get into the 18s nicely, separated only by 12 thousandths of a second to P4. And the McLaren, is he crossing the line? That will be low. No, he's just going on a lap. Let's ride on board for as long as we can. They're getting better and better as they're going around, taking more apex here. The exits were good. I would like to see the delta times. I'm not sure if the wheel offers it. I don't think it does. No, it doesn't. And I'm trying to read this telemetry, but it's not as easy as I thought it might be. we've got one of the alphas, player 14. Unfortunately, his name is not in. Oh, it's a slip there. That will have cost him a few tenths. Let's stay with him, see what time he gets in the end. And let's hope James doesn't keep coming online. He's just bought a PlayStation 5, so I'm sure he'll be trying to get that set up, so fingers crossed that doesn't keep popping up throughout the event tonight. Oh, that might be an invalidation. He cut a hell of a lot. You can take a lot of that apex there, but that seemed slightly excessive. He hasn't backed out though, so maybe it wasn't as bad as I thought it was. Let's see. Can he go any higher than 6th? He's only got to improve by a few tenths, and he will see himself potentially on the second. Oh no, he's boxed. Okay, so it must have been invalid through T10. Unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate for him there. There's Al Pitt. We've got James on an outlap. Where is he? Is this him coming around now? No. Okay, we'll catch him as he starts his lap, see if he can take pole position. For the meantime, we will ride on board with Yeast, who again is only a few thousandths off the next position, and only a couple of tenths. There's only a few tenths separating those P4 all the way down to P7. Lucius will look to improve, but he would struggle to gain any more than a couple of positions. We've got a Ferrari moving slowly. It looks like he's just moved out the way. I think James is about to start his lap, so let's... yes, he is. Let's ride on board with him. Sorry I've already forgotten who I left. The other Alpine, I think. But this could be for pole position. He is just over a tenth behind. Actually, no, it's more like 2 tenths of Alex's leading time. Let's see what he's capable of here. Good wide exit there, and good wide entry with a great exit. You'd have thought that would have gained some time from his previous best. Good late braking. Nice apex. Get it over to the right, sweep it through the left. You can take curb on the left. I haven't seen too many drivers doing that, but I believe if you got, oh, he nearly dropped it there. Oversteer through 4. Now into the newly reprofiled corner. Great exit. It feels so satisfying to carry the speed through there. And if you do carry the speed, you can gain so much time. He's kept it tight to the right there. I find that opening up the steering slightly earlier and drifting the car out to the centre of the track gains you maybe half a tenth. It's fractions at the end of the day, but I guess that's what Formula 1 is. Wide there. I think that will remain valid. He wouldn't have wanted to enter turn 10. No, he's backed out. Yes, he's backed out. That must have been invalid on the exit there of 10, which is really unfortunate. That may secure pole position for Alex, which will be a great result. Let's see who else is flying now. Yeast is not. This may be a hot lap for Ross. He would have to gain half a second to take pole position. Maybe he can get to the front row, 3 tenths off the front row. Heading down with the turn 9 and 10 again. That may have been good. I know you can take a lot of apex on 9, but again, it's hard to tell. He hasn't backed out yet. Heavy braking, 50 meter board. 3rd gear I would have held. Good exit. Let's see where this puts him. Alex is out by the looks of things, unless that's... I mean, it shouldn't matter. He wouldn't have had a chance to put another lap in anyway, and he boxes. Okay. So that's the grid forming up. I guess he didn't make it in time, did he? No, Ross didn't make the line in time to start his final lap. So let's see who else has. We've got Atlas, who looks to be finishing off his lap. He needs a hell of an improvement to get the front row, 4 tenths over. Let's see, keep it together. Yes, he has. Now foot to the floor. Where's this going to put him? 4th, 3rd. He stays where he is. I didn't catch if he improved or not. I think he did improve. I believe he was an 18.5 and now he's an 18.4, but it wasn't enough to change his position. Either McLaren coming across the line now, low, heading towards the finish. P7 at the minute, a couple of tenths will move him a few places up the grid, and again, he's unable to improve. Pitting there, and yep, coming across the line. I'm not sure about this. Sprunky needs only half a tenth to take 1 position. Has he got it? No. So I've either missed something or no one improved on their positions on the final lap. So that concludes qualifying then. As the cars make their way back around into the pits, the session should end any minute now. Alex on pole position, James locks out the front grid alongside him. Yeast and Ross make up the second row. And I couldn't tell you anything else because I don't have a photographic memory. So when that pops back up, we'll run you through it. We'll check the gaps. So a second separates the top 10. That's some good stuff. An equal spread. The closest there, 4th and 5th, Ross and Atlas. Only a few hundredths in between those. And everyone else more or less a tenth apart. So great result for Alex. 2 tenths there is a good margin. The only one to break into the 17.9s. So yesterday in the senior division we couldn't get the 18s, but Alex has managed to secure the 17s for the championship opener. We've got a breather. I'll take a look in the chat. We've got Higgsy's here, Husk's here, Spritzy's here. Not much has been said. We've got Forza Ferrari, yes. Agreed. Evening, gents. Yes, evening, Higgsy. Sorry I'm a bit delayed. Husk, thanks. Yeah, congrats. I'm enjoying it. It's good fun. This TAS is crazy. Too many columns. I'm going to have to do my best to keep an eye on the damage because that is going to be a big indicator on how the race is going to play out. I'm going to take 2 minutes while we form up and grab some water, and I'll be back to you as the formation lap concludes. Okay, the cars are making their way through Sector 1 now. Fingers crossed I get some good camera angles at the start. It's going to be an absolute chaos. I'm going to spam as much as I can to show the Turn 1 action, because that's obviously where the incidents are going to occur. Could be a couple of spins coming out of Turn 2 when people try to get the power down. I wonder how many practice races these guys have done. Obviously when you're off your line it's all one thing, keeping it together on your qualifying line. But when you get forced off the racing line, it's not so easy to get the power down. Alex is flying ahead of the pack. You might want to slow that down a little bit. He doesn't want to lose too much of his tyre temp. Bearing in mind, Sky is only just coming around Turn 7. Turn 8 now even. And obviously we have the new immersive grid, formation grid. So let's see if we have any disqualifications. I saw in the senior division half the grid yesterday failed to keep it on the yellow line. So let's hope that these guys can do a bit of a better job there. TAS is updated, thankfully. We can see the new... Oh, stand by. We can see the new data, which is always handy. Here we go then. Weaving down the straight, getting those last pieces of tyre temps. I'm sure we'll see a few burnouts coming our way as well, which that's my favourite part of the formation lap, to be honest. There, oh, he nearly dropped it at the front there, but Alex has kept it together. Now let's hope we don't have this angle the whole way down to Turn 1. Oh, Alex has been disqualified there, it seems, so he will have a little bit of a distance knocked off his start, which will not... It's not what you want on pole position, is it? Ideal line. It's not what you need. Here we go. Sky is approaching the grid spot now. Here we go. Waiting for 5 lights. Here they are. And we're away, and we're not going to see much of the action because we've got a rear angle. So let me see if I can flick through some. Here we go. Front angle here. We've got a great start there by Atlas, up 2 positions, and Alex makes it through turn 1 clean, and there's a spin Alfa Romeo that's going to cause a huge crash. Everyone is all over the place. I'm trying to see if anyone has damage. There's a lot of broken wings. Oh, a hell of a lot of broken wings. At least 4 broken wings. You can see the Alfa Romeo has completely lost it. Huge drop there by James, who's gone all the way from, I believe it was P2, all the way down, or P3, all the way down to P12, which is not the race start that he would have wanted. Alex got away cleanly, no damage, and the biggest gainer is Gio, up 7 positions. Big gap now. There's a yellow flag in sector 2. It doesn't look like anyone's dropped it. It's good to see that most people got away clean there. Let's try and make sense of the damage. Eek has a broken front wing. Yeast also has... No, he doesn't. That's my mistake. Geo, broken front wing. Player 13. Oh, well, forget about him, shall we? I'm just going to ignore everyone who is a player, and I'm only going to talk about those who've set up their task correctly. That's just the way the cookie crumbles. So, biggest gainers then, as we said, Geo, and James, bless him, he's pitting now. That's going to have ruined his race, which was such a positive start. Let's ride on board a little bit with Yeast and see... Sorry, not Yeast, Alex, and see how the leader is getting on. He's still well within DRS of the 2 cars behind. Yeast and Atlas. So we'll want to extend that gap before DRS opens on the following lap. Let's take a look at the tyres. So all of the top 10 on mediums, apart from, I believe, is that Sprunky? Oh no, Sprunky and Sprink are 2 different people. Sprink's gone hard, so he will hope for a late safety car. And there is a safety car. Who is out? Is it virtual or is it full? I'm not entirely sure what's gone wrong here. Let's see. Everyone's still moving. Who's got the biggest damage? Is that an indicator? Oh, it's a VSC. Okay, I've just caught the top there. It's only a VSC, so we'll be underway shortly. That may allow some of the close runners to get a jump on each other. Let's ride on board with Atlas. He's the closest. He should keep the delta positive, and he will be able to start the race from only half a second, unless he's lost it at some point. He's a second behind now. Last time I saw him, he was only half a second down. No one else is as close together as the race leaders. As the race leader and his chaser, Yeast. Wait for the VSC ending calls, and then we'll get underway again. Some people have chose to pit there. Eek has pitted from the softs. Rodo has also pitted. Now I'm checking their damage. He didn't have any damage. Interesting to see that he's pitted on the hard tyres. Green lights, and away they go again. Using the overtake to try and close the gap. Yeast on Alex. No overtake here by Atlas. He's going to conserve his power. He knows he's going to be in the slipstream. He's in the slipstream. And he'll get it again if he gets a good exit down here. He's bumped the curb and a slight bit of oversteer there, but he keeps it together. Still not okay, he's on the overtake. Very, very briefly there. I'm surprised he hasn't used more. He's got full recharge. He could have really closed the gap there to Yeast. We've got a close pack coming. What's happened to Yeast? Has he got... What happened to him there? Did he make a mistake? Did I miss the mistake? Well, anyway, they're close together. Oh, and the leader! No! No, Alex has lost it. Alex has lost the car. And we've got a fight on our hands now. Going into turn 1. Yeast gets the inside line. He cuts the corner. He keeps it ahead. I'm not sure if he's going to have to give the position back. He's keeping it for the time being. And Yeast leads the Grand Prix. Atlas in P2. Ross has snuck up behind them. He's well within his reach. We've got 3-car battle for the lead here. We've got a second pack heading through turns 4 now. And then a chasing pack. I believe all of those who pitted earlier are led by Lucist. As we speak, he sets the fastest lap on the soft tyres. Let's see. So, who has pitted? Who has changed tyres? We've got Sprink and Lucist on fresh tyres. Again, I'm not entirely sure why one of those guys with the hards pitted after only a couple of laps. But we'll move on. That's his choice. Maybe he has a strat in mind that I'm not aware of. This battle is going to be very, very exciting as DRS opens up down the main straight. I would imagine Atlas is going to get a great run on Yeast. He'll probably look to take him, and Ross can sit behind and maybe pick up the pieces. You never know, they might be forced wide. We've seen that before, both on our own seasons here at RPM and in real life. That's the benefit of being the slight trailing car. You can make the most. They've all made it through turn 1. No lunges anywhere to be seen. Looks like the Alfa Romeo of Sprunky may have pitted there, I believe. No. Sorry, Alex has pitted again. Very unfortunate for him there. He's obviously just made it round after his spin, and he'll be looking to either change his... Oh, I swear it said pit. He's down. He's now heading through the down into turn 3. So maybe he was okay. Maybe he's just recovered from his spin. We've got Atlas now. He's going to make a move here, surely. Let's ride on board. Is he going to stick a wheel up the inside of 9? No, he thinks better of it. Brakes slightly early. Misses the apex. That's going to give Yeast a way better run down. He's going to have the DRS. Using overtake. He's still got quite a lot left. Closing in. Ross isn't quite as close as Atlas is. They're maintaining position well. It's good. They're not getting separated. The new cars clearly working well, racing well together. I've realised I've been holding the mic quite close to my mouth for a little while, so hopefully I haven't been burning your ears. I'm seeing you guys lighten up the comment section there. Let's hope we get some action, some overtakes. These guys are not letting up. There's still only 7/10 separating the top 3. Never mind, there's 1.1 seconds separating the top 3. That's interval times. We've got a great pack at the back of the field. What is a Alpine followed by a Williams. That looks like it's Lucist and Rodo. I'll keep my eyes on their interval times. But for the time being, the race lead battle is where we want to keep our attention. Overtake is enabled. He's disabled it quickly there. Go on, get up behind him, son. Holding what he's got here. They're both on equal tyres, all 5-lap-old mediums. We've got a good array of compounds going on here. With only a few drivers having pitted. There's an issue in Sector 1. It's an Alfa Romeo. I don't want to cut away just before a DRS straight. It looks like he's got going again. Yes, he has. That looks like it's Alex. Yes, Alex is now last. Bless him, he's gone from first to last in only a number of laps. Those hard tyres clearly haven't switched on for him in good time. No moves into turn 1 by the looks of it. And the gap is increasing lap by lap from Ross. He's got to improve his pace. He's already used 60% of his ERS. Meanwhile, the drivers in front still have significantly more. So long term, Ross, I think, is going to struggle to keep up with the pace of Atlas and Yeast. So those two look like they're going to stay together for the majority of the race. Obviously, a lot can happen in the remaining 22 laps, but they've been keeping up with each other there, and that is very tight going through turn 6 there. Overtake is enabled on the exit. He wants to get in his slipstream. 0.2 decreases, a few hundredths have gone down. Poor apex there again. He doesn't want to take the inside. No, big snap of oversteer there. Shock out by the inside curb of turn 10. It's killer. It's killer. We've got a 3-second time penalty for Eek, which is unfortunate. Must have cut his corner. I'm trying to spot him on the track map. I can't tell you where that was. Late braking there. He's compromised his exit onto the back straight. Is he going to enable ERS, or is he going to conserve what he's got? He's going to use a little bit. He needs to try and stay within this 4/5 margin. Keep the pressure on Yeast. Force him into a mistake, sorry. But yeah, I was going to say that turn 9-10 complex is such a high risk, high reward. If you want to cut the chicane, cut the apex on 10, you get a great exit. But if you know, if you're riding too low to the floor, very, very easy to lose it. Snap of oversteer to the left, you're in the gravel. Oversteer to the right, you're in the wall. You'd probably rather be in the gravel, but neither would be the preferred outcome. Another snap of oversteer, not a snap, just a slight bit of oversteer there, coming out of turn 6. The gap remains, and we have Gio within 3/10 of Sprunky. Let's see if he's going to make a move down into the DRS zone. Got another, oh, it's an Aston Martin, it's Yeast. Oh no, I cut away just at the wrong time. I apologise to you guys watching, but the race lead has lost it. Coming through turn 10. What did I just say? I bet he took the apex. He's oversteered into the right-hander, walloped into the wall. He's broken his entire suspension, and that is the race lead. Yeast bringing out the safety car. I'm gutted that I changed, because I would have loved to catch that. But I think we all know what's happened there. He's on the right-hand side of the track. Turn 10 has bitten him. Safety car then is the perfect time now. Well, maybe not the perfect time, but it's a good time at least for these drivers to come in, get fresh hards, and hopefully take it to the end of the race. We've got Atlas and Ross exiting the pit lane, more or less together. This is just revived Ross's race. He would maybe stand a bit of a better chance keeping up with with Atlas, if he's the only one of the two drivers. Doesn't want to be stuck inside a DRS train, which I feel he was when Yeast was leading. Some drivers have chose to stay out there. The Ferrari of Gio, I believe, he stayed out. Yes, he has. He's going to take those 7-lap old mediums probably up until around lap 20 or so and hope for a safety car. He can box again, but if not, it's going to be a hard slog. I can't remember what tyre he started on. Let me see if I can find that in the telemetry. If he's where is he? Gio, he started on the softs, which is not too bad. He could go soft, medium, soft if there's a late safety car, but I would struggle to see him doing 27 laps on mediums. So we will probably have to box again, and again he won't go for the hards. He shouldn't go for the hards, but then again he's in a Ferrari, so you never know. As we saw on Sunday, it's very possible. Anything's possible for Ferrari. Sorry to the Ferrari fanboys out there. I know, who was it that posted it before? Craigo. Yeah, sorry Craigo. Yeah, I'm reading your comments again there. Brilliant battle, exactly. And it's gutting, isn't it? It's absolutely gutting. I mean, I'm very disappointed in myself for not capturing that, but what can you do, eh? Right, let's ride on board again with the race lead. Is the safety car in this lap? Probably not. We all know it likes to go excessively long. Back of the pack is catching up. We've got a trailing Williams at the back there. Sky just coming down into turn 12. 11, even. So we've got another lap. I'm just going to keep us riding on board here. Let's see all the tyre warm-ups going on. We've had 3 pit stops by James, Eek, Rodo. Interesting decision, unfortunately, by Rodo to go soft, hard, medium. Again, I don't think the mediums are last, so he may have to pit for a 3rd time come the end of the race. Could I get someone in chat? Just tell me the microphone levels, are they all good? Have there only been a point where it's been a bit loud? I notice it slowly encroaches my face every so often when I get embroiled in the action. So I need to keep reminding myself to keep it at a distance. If someone can just give me a heads up that it's A-OK, that will be good. Keep my eyes out for that. As we wait now, as they head down the back straight, the pack is only just coming together. We've got the Ferrari of Gio and Sprunky regaining their places at the back of the grid. So the drivers that have stayed out, then we've got Sprink on 9-lap old hards. Theoretically, he could keep that till the end of the race if he manages them well. and also Sky. So those guys are all good on the hard tyres, I think, until the end, and the rest of the grid, apart from Rodo and Sprunky, are all on hards. Right then, the safety car is in. Atlas is holding up the pack, getting those final tyre preparations sorted. When will he go? Will he go early? Will he hold them till the final corner and then put his foot down? It's a risk. I mean, I've dropped the ball on the final corner a hell of a lot in practice over the last couple of days. You might floor it now. Is he gone? Nope, he's holding it still. The pack all together. Safety car is in. Still warming. He's going to floor it at the apex. No, he hasn't. Okay, he's going to drive them all the way down. There we go. He's away now. And the pack can begin to chase. No overtaking until they've crossed the timing line. It all looks clean at the back. He's ready to turn one. Two close Alpines there. Someone's on the grass. And Alpha Tauri. That's going to compromise his run. Action ahead. There's a spinner. It's the Ferrari of Eek. No, on his championship debut, the safety car has not gone his way. Close contact there in the Alfa Romeo off the track. And there's contact ahead. All sorts going down here. Is that going to bring damage? Let me check. Very tight there. Outside left to the inside right of the Alfa and the Ferrari. Ducking and weaving, and he's decided to stay put. We've got player 4, the Alpine, ahead of here. He has wing damage. As the pack head down towards T9, T10. We've got two wide here. The Red Bull surely going to stay alongside. Oh, wrong way. He gets a good exit. He's going to get the move done. Yes, Rodo is going to make the move on Wolves, I believe, unless Wolves can stick it. He stuck it to him. He's got the inside line. He's out. He's on the grass. How did that go? I keep going the wrong way. They both made it through safe. They both made it through A-OK. Rodo with a time penalty, though, so he's going to have to hope that there isn't a late safety car. Otherwise, these positions gained will count for Slim FA. Big gap building up. We've got the Red Bull moving out behind the McLaren as Atlas leads still, heading into turn 1 through 2 again. What's going to happen here between the McLaren and the Red Bull? Round the outside on the medium tyre. Has he got the grip? The Mercedes might be getting in the way. They keep it clean. That's right on board. See how they go through here. Flat around the outside. No, he has to lift, of course. Onto the grass nearly. That could have been nasty. And look at that. The Alpine sneaks up the inside on the hard tyres. Makes light work of that mistake. And moves up into fifth position. The gap has increased dramatically to the leader. Ross is just within DRS. And we have a position change here. He's made a mistake, it looks like. Compromises exit onto 10. That is quite a big gap, and Lewis is right behind him. Let's see what Lewis can do as his brother looks to close in on the leader. He can't make the move. The mistake there, James, is that? Let's see what happens. Stuck it to him around the outside. Hard v hard. Can he get the power down? It's the inside line. It's an awkward one. He's gone off the track. He hasn't pitted. He must be okay. Alex has obviously gained some positions at the restart there. This is absolutely hectic to try and keep track of everything here. Doing my best. As we have a move now, looking to the inside. That could have been risky. Right in his gearbox. Oh, a dodgy connection would have sent him right into the back of the McLaren. Little lift there through 5. All over the grass, good exit. That'll be a track limits warning, I would imagine. The gap down to James has increased to 23 seconds, so we've got a pack of 3 struggling at the back there. I believe Wolves has damage to his left wing, 18%, so minor damage to the front left wing. That will not be good for these kind of corners. And look at that, Sprunky takes the position on the soft tyres. Job done. Damaging hard tyres against soft tyres and a fully intact front wing. What can you expect now? Is he going to get a good exit here? He's got two hard tyre runners in front of him. He could get a good exit, get the DRS open, and there's not going to be a move. Ross is closing the gap to the leader. Last time I rode on board with him, he was a second behind, just over. He's gained the position. He's running low on ERS, as is Atlas. 30% to 20% roughly. In fact, Atlas is just, Ross has just gained some back. Field not too spread out after the safety car. Obviously 4 or 5 stragglers struggling to stay with the pack, but a nice pack of 5 or 6 in the middle, and there could be a move for the lead here. Ross using all of his ERS around the outside through turn 8 down towards the chicane. Oh, wrong way again. Risky. Now trouble is Ross has no ERS, but he's going to snap of oversteer. DRS opened, and Atlas not using any overtake, which I wouldn't expect him to, and that is close. That could have been a spin for Ross there if there was any contact in the rear. There's been an overtake. Wolves has taken the position, and there is an Alpha Tauri out. That's Lewis, and it's another safety car just as the race leaders passed the pit entry. I doubt they would have pitted anyway on the fresh hards. Full safety car deployed once again. That'll take us to lap 18 or 19, so we'll see a final 10 lap shootout for the lead of this race. That will once again allow the pack to close up. We've got a few drivers choosing to pit. The soft tyre goers have swapped onto mediums to finish the race. I would imagine they'll hope to do the 14 less, probably, as I say, 10 or 11 laps of racing on those mediums. As we see the pack closing up, Eek and Alex have had a number of opportunities to close in. Let's see if they can make up any positions. So the only two players, sorry, I say players because they're written down as that on the telemetry system, the Alpine and the McLaren. So it is Wolves and Law are the only players, the only drivers with damage. Wolves 18% left front wing, and Law 13% right front wing. Three cars have pitted then. Back on the softs again. Be interesting to see if he plans to finish the race on those softs. I mean, you could do it, but it'll be touch and go come the final few laps. There'll be a severe lack of grip for Sprink and Sky. Alex also, but I think at this point it's damage limitation. See what points he can gain from the back of the field. So we cross over halfway. Well, a lap before was halfway, but, you know, under the safety car. Lap 16 of 29. All the top 4 have the exact same compound, the exact same laps driven. Rodo has the advantage on those medium compound tyres, but has a time penalty. Meanwhile, let's check what the penalties are looking like. We've got 3, 5, 3, 6 and 3. So Rodo failed pit entry. Atlas has been done for track limits, and Eek has been done for track limits twice, which is unfortunate. So those 3 drivers at the back of the grid will be obviously still fighting for position. But anything higher than that, Sky, James and Sprunky should be able to fend them off as long as they can finish the race without picking up any penalties. It would be nice to see how many warnings everyone else has had, see if anyone's, you know, maybe just one warning away from a penalty, but I'm not sure if that's possible. Let me have a quick look-sees here. Looks like Ross and Atlas have significantly overdone the fuel load that they've brought on. Safety car in this lap then. Most of the front are touching 4 laps positive on fuel. The only driver, the lowest driver is Sky with only 1.5 laps of extra fuel. So let's return this to here and ride on with the race leaders. Now let's see how Ross handles the safety car restart differently to the last one. Will he hold them onto the straight, or will he punch it at the apex of turn 14? Let's watch on. Here we go then. Green flag racing once again. No overtaking until you cross the start line. There's a gap there from 3rd to 4th. Lowe hasn't done the back of the pack any favours there. We've got an Alpha and an Alpine at the back heading out. Everyone clean through turn 1. Side by side with the McLaren and the Red Bull. 3-second time penalty to Alex again. I think that will mean it's a 6-second time penalty now. Ferrari going slowly. No, he's just been overtaken. Let's get back on board with the race leaders. Gap to 4, significantly larger than it should be. That's a poor restart. Sprunky picks up a penalty. They're all flying in now. Let's ride on board, see if he gets any closer. They've obviously recharged ERS. Atlas with around 20% more available to him, which will come in handy once DRS is reopened. He's dire late braking there, and he's just apex too wide onto the curb. That's compromised him. It was a nice idea, but it hasn't quite paid off. He's ended up worse than how he was when he started. And let's see how the pack get on heading through the final corner. Are we going to have anyone dropping the ball? Difficult traction zone this. As he put the power down, everyone seems to have got through cleanly enough. As we head down into turn 1, no one looking to make a move apart from the 2 guys at the back. And Sprink makes a move on Eek. Did he? It looked like someone disappeared. Who's gone off? Someone's slow there. It's the Alfa Romeo. Alex. Has he picked up damage? Let's take a look. He hasn't picked up damage. Maybe it wasn't an issue. Maybe he's just getting past. It's hard to gauge. All the penalties are now coming the way of the majority of these drivers. It's a very difficult circuit to avoid track limits. It will be more of an achievement to avoid a penalty than it is a disaster getting one. So credit where credit's due to those who've kept it on the track so far. DRS enabled then. We'll get it down the back straight, or will we get it here? Is he going to get the rear wing open? No, he must have just been outside of it. Let's head down to Roto, who's closing in. Is he going to make a lunge? No lunges there. Got McGee. Sorry, not McGee. What did I read that as? Gio. There's not a McGee in sight. Yellow flag in sector 3. It's the Alpha again. Has he pitted, or has he had an incident? It's Alex. Has Alex been out for a while, or is that a fresh DNF? Has he just dropped the ball coming out of the final corner? I'm not entirely sure. We've missed that. Apologies if he's been out longer. No, he's just gone off down the main straight. And I don't think he has signed up with the telemetry, so I'd struggle to tell you what's gone wrong there. Gaps starting to appear all over the grid. We've got Gio closest. No chance to make a move there. Touches the grass on the outside there. And a close battle ahead between Law and James. James will look to get a good run and a good exit out of the final corner to pose some problems for Law in P6. On the soft tyres, he'll know that he's in a better position than Law on those softs. Similar exits. Good stuff by Law to get the power down on the hards there. Atlas has picked up the penalty as well. Sprunky enters the pit lane and unfortunately picks up another penalty. I can't remember if it was him who got it last time. No, he did have a penalty last time. Thankfully it's not 2 pit entry penalties, because that would be a bit of a disappointment. Let's stay on board with James. The closest battle here. We've got McGee close behind. Let's ride off board. Quite a few drivers within the second margin. This could be interesting again. Like I was saying earlier, Gio will be waiting for the move. They're going side by side into turn 9. This could... Oh, he's got the move done nice and early. Let's see them come through here then. High speed, left, right chicane. 6th gear. Eek with another penalty. That's now 9 seconds worth of penalties. 9 track limit warnings. And they're deep. Law goes very deep. And that has cost him. Are we going to see a move for the lead? He's within 7/10. He won't catch him down this straight, but possibly the next. 2 Alpines chasing each other. One with, one without a penalty. Here we go then. 6/10. Sector 3. There's an issue. It's a Ferrari. I'm not going to cut off because I don't want to miss this. He hasn't done it. Let's go and see what's happened then. Must have been a spin coming out of... Is it a Ferrari or was it? Yeah, I can't. It's Eek gone. He was racking up the time penalties anyway. It probably wouldn't have been the greatest finish, unfortunate for him. And it is another safety car. There he is in the wall. Bless him, he's dropped it on the exit. Oversteered into the pit barrier. So the third safety car of the session as we approach the final few laps. There'll only be 4 or 5 race... Actually, no. Let me think. Well, there'll be 5 or 6, let's say. Let's go with that. There'll be 5 or 6 racing laps. Maybe 7 or 8. You know, maybe 9. Who's counting, really? Who's counting? So it'll make for a fine finish. Let's jump on with the leaders and see what they do pit stop-wise. Tyres, 12 laps. They'll probably box. Everyone will go to softs. And it will be one hell of an entertaining finish for all of you in chat, which is unfortunately only 2 at the moment, so hello to the 2 of yous. Okay, they've chosen not to box, which is fair enough. You know, some drivers would overcut. They don't know the tyre strategies behind, but I am surprised that more drivers haven't. We've got a few coming in, going on to the softs, which is what I expected most people to do. We're obviously going to have Ross and Atlas on roughly 20 lap old hard tyres come the end, which is more than enough. They'll have more than enough grip left, and I suppose Ross wouldn't have wanted to pit unless Atlas was going to go in. That's the risk of running first. You don't want to give up track position. Spritty's rejoined, make it 3, 4. The numbers are racking up. Get as many people in here as we can for those final few laps of this race. It's been an exciting race. 4 DNFs. Race leader lost the lead and dropped himself out in the incident. Yeast, who was chasing for a while, has also lost it. And Ross, who at the start of the race looked like he was struggling to keep up with the leader's pace, but he finds himself in P1. Let's see if he can hold out. So, before we get underway, let's see where people sit in terms of... There it is. Okay, so, biggest gainer, Sky in P9. And Loosest has had a great race, going from P8 up to P3. Let's see if he can make any more moves up the grid. He didn't box, so all of the top 4 staying on the hards. And everyone's 6th below boxing, which makes sense. Another lap then behind the safety car. before we get underway again. Great result for Lucis if you can pull off the podium. And obviously under the duress of many safety cars, you can the pit stops can gain you a hell of a lot of track position. And he's obviously put in some great overtakes as well. Quick swig of the beer before we get into the final sector. That'll help me be a little bit more entertaining, I guess. Maybe not. It's up to you. Cheers to anyone else who's got a beverage in hand. Clink. Cheers. Oh, lovely. Absolutely lovely. Responsible though, you know. Drink responsibly in that. It's only 4.5%. So then, safety car in this lap. Let me set this up how we want to see it. Do we want tyres? No. Penalties? Maybe. Or we just... No, let's not have none. Let's at least have something going for us here. Let's stick with the penalties. We'll be able to see if anything comes up. So, Ross, again, another safety car launch. Will he keep it together this time? As those hards wear down, I always fear for them coming out of that final traction zone because it's a killer. It's an absolute killer. I would be up in the diff. It's better safe than sorry. You can't have those rear wheels letting you down. Some people might get a bit eager on the exit, try and get some early positions, and let's see if there's a gap like there was last time. It seems like all the drivers have closed up together. Here we go then. As they exit the final corner, heading down the main straight, no DRS for 2 laps. There'll only be a few laps remaining, 5 laps of racing. 6 laps of racing even. I did pass maths, I promise. And it looks like people have got through clean. No, there's a spinner. I was wrong. It's an Alpine. The Alpine of Lucis finds himself at the back. Has he picked up damage? He may have done, but he hasn't put his name on the thing. Oh, yes, he has. No damage, which is good. Just lots of positions dropped, which is a big shame, given we were bigging up his impressive drive from P8 to P3, which is indeed a big shame. I would struggle to see him clawing that back, and I can't imagine there'll be another safety car. Let's ride on board then with Rodo, the Red Bull, as he looks to try and take P2 away from Atlas, who's held that top 2 spot more or less the entire race. He's chasing down Alex. There's a yellow flag. It's a Mercedes has gone off. Sprink even has gone off. And is he going to get in the way of the Alpine? No. So Lucis makes up a position back into the top 10. But that's unfortunate for Sprink, who's gone off. We stay with the race leaders. Sky's picked up a drive-through, which he hasn't served yet. Using overtake to try and close the gap before the braking zone. He's not going to make the move, but he might want to try and get a good exit down into turn 3. He's got a great exit. DRS not enabled yet though. He's using overtake. He's put a wheel and a whole car at the inside. He clips the barrier on the way through. That's bad. Atlas could have had contact there. I missed it. Let's see what happens here. He's ducked in behind. He gets the move done and Atlas loses P2. Lowe picks up a 3-second time penalty, which is his first of the race. So Atlas there, I believe, is that his lowest position of the race. And Rodo picks up another position, having started in P. There's a yellow flag. It's an Alpine again. It's Lucis. Oh, and he nearly takes out the passing there, the passing driver. And very unfortunate for Lucis, I guess. Maybe he didn't cool his tyres down enough from his previous incident. So Rodo then, riding in the podium places up from P6 at the start, which is great. Wolves has had another excellent race, if you can keep it together in these final few laps. And a great pack here to watch on, separated by 4 seconds from 1st to 5th, 3 seconds 1st to 4th. And there's another yellow flag, and it's a Ferrari. Where is he? There he is, spinning against the barrier. That must have been dropped out of the final corner, which is very unfortunate. We've got a move going on ahead with these two drivers. Get that back. What's crucial now is that you monitor your tyre degradation. Don't overdo it, trying to make a lofty move up the inside of someone only to lose the rear. That's the downside of not pitting. Half the grid on softs, the rest hard, which you can't blame them for. And we've got a good pack here. A good pack of 5 drivers battling it out for the podium positions. If Wolves can gain any more positions, that will be an excellent race for him. If he does make it onto the podium, that will be 9 positions gained. And he'll be very, very pleased with that. So right on board with Atlas then, as he looks to retake that position. My PlayStation has just turned into a Boeing 747, so let's hope it doesn't die on me in these final 3 laps of the Grand Prix. Didn't get a very good exit. He's not going to make the move. I believe DRS is active. Yes, it is. So he should get it again, but James could come and pip the position off him again, which would be a terrible couple of laps for Atlas, considering what his position throughout the entire race. Closing in there. Law's chasing him. Is he going to dive? No, he's not. Not close enough at all. However, Sprunky is harvesting low ERS. Only 15%. And let's see then. Let's chase on board. James has quite a lot of ERS. And Atlas, there's Lucius retired. Unfortunate for him. Has he gone off? Yes, he's gone off on the exit of turn 2, which is such a big shame. He had such a good race to ride high in P5. Oh, a snap there by the Red Bull, and Rodo is off, and Atlas picks up the podium position again. James flies into P3, and that is very unfortunate for the Red Bull. He gets it back on the road, but look at the positions that he's dropping. He's got a good gap before P8 comes around the corner, but he will be kicking himself. He's a soft tyre runner as well, and he must have taken too much apex on entry to 9. Oh, and he's nearly lost it again there. Those tyres are screaming at the rear. Very high temperatures, I would imagine, after that burn off to get himself back facing the right way. Probably 110, maybe 110 degrees. I don't think I can bring that up to tell you, but let's take a look as Atlas looks to make a move. No, he doesn't. So tyre degradation then, the hardest runner is Sprunky, who is suffering with a 69% front left. Obviously, given the majority right hand corners around Albert Park, the left tyre does suffer, so he's approaching 70% on that hard, so he is going to be struggling a hell of a lot. Lowe picks up another penalty. I believe he had quite... No, he only had the one. Okay. Ross has done extremely well to stay out of getting a penalty. Fingers crossed he can keep that together. It shouldn't matter anyway. He's got a 4-second lead. A great restart from the safety car on those hard tyres. All he has to do is bring it to victory, and there is a mistake by Sprunky. I was just talking about those 70% tyre degs, and that has cost him. Yeah, he's been on those softs for a hell of a long time now. Where is the tyre thing? There it is. Okay, that doesn't make any sense to me. The oh, it was the Alfa Romeo. I'm losing it. I'm losing the plot. Yeah, the Alfa Romeo, 7 laps, yet somehow the telemetry is telling me he's got 70% degradation. Maybe that's to do with the pressures he's put in. I'm not entirely sure. But anyway, that's a mistake. Very unfortunate. Let's He's right on board with the Red Bull, who was running in P2. He's trying to gain positions. If he can get back up the grid on the final lap of the race. That's flown by. I've been too distracted by all these incidents. Let me get that closed. I don't think he's going to get a move done. He's lacking ERS. He's not. I'm going to assume that he isn't. So we'll ride on board with Ross as he comes across into the final turn 12. 11 even. Now turn 12. It's been a great drive from Ross to come from P4 on the grid to begin with as he heads around the final corner. Keep it together, keep it nice and tidy. Yes, he has. He's going to head over to the right. There it is. He celebrates with his team on the pit wall and crosses the line. There it is, Ross. A promising season last season, and an even more promising season this. A win and maximum points for AlphaTauri and Ross in the opening race here in Melbourne. We've got Atlas in P2, Wolves, an excellent drive, making it up to P3. And there's a spinner. No, yes, there's a spinner. How unfortunate. It's Sprunky again on those terrible tyres. At least he's going to see the race out. And we will watch as Sky crosses the line. To the podium for you guys then, it's Ross, Atlas and Wolves. And Wolves with an exceptional race. Look at that, 9 positions up. Starting in P12 all the way to a podium, and even after the mistake he managed to recover. So that's that then. 29 laps and a short qualifying session. I hope you all enjoyed. I've had fun. I missed a few things. You know, I'll get better for next time. This telemetry, you know, it is what it is. The more you use it, the better you'll get. So let's hang around then for the podiums, and we will see Wolves in all of his glory after that fine drive. I'm sure he'll be chuffed with that result. But your race winner, Ross, from P4 on the top step of the podium, AlphaTauri, McLaren and Alpine there. Great to get some points on the board. Everyone to get some points on the board. It's, you know, it's better than nothing. Anything is better than nothing. Unfortunate that Lewis was unable to double up on AlphaTauri's points, but as I say, something is always better than nothing, both for the drivers and for the constructors. So your final result confirmation there: Ross, a fine drive from P4 all the way to first, 5th to 2nd for Altus. Notable there, very very notable. P12 up to P3, even with the time penalty. Very good drive. And also Gio, 13th to 5th. That's a great points haul. 14th to 7th for Sprink is also very good. And 15th to 8th for Sky is a great result all around. That's it from me then. I hope you all had a good evening watching, for those in chat. And we will catch you all for Premier tomorrow. And the championship drivers will be back for Abu Dhabi. Yes, the United Arab Emirates next week. Cheers guys, thanks for listening, thanks for watching. It's been good fun.